What drives teenagers, kids still figuring out the world, to commit some of the most brutal crimes imaginable? It's a question that chills us to the bone and forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about violence, society, and justice. Now, imagine being a parent who loses a child to a violent crime. The pain, the heartbreak, it's unimaginable. But what if, when the case goes to court, the person responsible sits there with a cold, almost emotionless reaction? No tears, no remorse, just a blank stare. How does a family even begin to process that? These courtroom moments aren't just legal proceedings. They're raw, heartbreaking dramas that reveal the darkest corners of human nature. When teenagers stand trial for horrific acts, their reactions can shock us. Some break down, others show chilling defiance. How do these young offenders respond when faced with life-altering punishments, sometimes even life sentences? What does their behavior say about the mind behind the crime? In this story, we dive deep into those chilling moments inside the courtroom. The confrontations, the confessions, the silences that speak volumes. We'll explore the complicated reality behind dangerous kids, the families torn apart, and the justice system grappling with how to handle them. Brace yourself. Some of these reactions will leave you stunned, challenging everything you thought you knew about youth crime and punishment. This isn't just a story about crime. It's about the raw, painful human emotions that play out when the unthinkable happens. Stay with us as we reveal the dark reality behind dangerous kids and the life sentences that change everything. Teenagers involved in severe crimes, murders, robberies, and betrayals of trust shock communities and leave lasting scars on families. These aren't simple mistakes or youthful missteps. These are devastating acts with life-altering consequences for everyone involved. Take the case of 18-year-old Daw Wright. Just weeks after graduating high school, Wright was charged with felony murder and armed robbery after a brutal incident that shook a tight-knit community. During what started as a robbery attempt, Wright fatally shot a promising high school athlete who was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. The victim's family came to court expecting justice and closure. Instead, they were met with a chilling display of coldness. During the trial, Wright's shocking lack of remorse stunned everyone present. When addressing the victim's family, he coldly told them, "I'll be home soon," as if his actions and the tragic loss of life didn't weigh on him at all. This comment ignited outrage and disbelief, highlighting the raw pain and anger simmering just beneath the surface of the courtroom. This case is one of many that underline just how serious the charges can be against teenagers caught up in violent crime. These youths often go to dangerous lengths, planning robberies, arming themselves, and crossing lines that irreversibly change lives. Their actions bring not only legal repercussions but also profound emotional devastation to families, communities, and even the offenders themselves. Understanding the harsh reality of these cases is crucial to seeing the bigger picture. The difficult balance between punishment, rehabilitation, and the search for justice. Some teenage offenders show heartbreaking signs of remorse, while others reveal chilling emotional detachment, both sides shaking victims' families and the justice system to its core. Take Antonio Barbo and Nathan Pop, young teens convicted of brutally murdering a family member. In court, both expressed remorse, tearfully apologizing for their actions. Their genuine sorrow contrasted sharply with the horror of their crime, leaving victims' families torn between grief and a flicker of hope for redemption. Despite their contrition, both face life sentences, underscoring the harsh realities of justice in violent cases involving minors. But remorse isn't always present. Matthew Borges, charged with a gruesome beheading, sat eerily detached during his trial. His cold, emotionless demeanor stunned judges and families alike. Borges's lack of visible feeling raises painful questions about the psychological and emotional void that can exist in some young offenders, making it harder for courts and communities to understand or forgive. Then there's Dylan Schumer, a 16-year-old who killed a toddler. Schumer broke down in court, tears streaming as he begged for mercy. But the story took a dark twist when he was later caught admitting to attempting to manipulate the jury with fake tears. This moment of deceit intensified the emotional turmoil, shaking the trust in his court appearance and deepening the pain of those affected. These contrasting behaviors, from genuine regret to chilling detachment and manipulative acts, reveal the complex emotional landscape behind juvenile crime. They challenge us to look beyond the headlines and ask difficult questions about accountability, rehabilitation, and the true cost of youth violence. The courtroom was electric during Sean L. Jackson's trial. Jackson was charged with killing a university student during a robbery gone horribly wrong. What shocked everyone wasn't just the crime, but Jackson's complete lack of remorse. Instead of showing regret, Jackson antagonized the victim's family in court, fueling raw emotions and outrage. The judge responded with zero tolerance, handing down a life sentence without parole. A firm statement that some crimes leave no room for forgiveness. Family reactions varied wildly. Some relatives pleaded for understanding, insisting Jackson was a product of difficult circumstances, hoping for leniency. Others stood firmly behind the victim's family, demanding justice and closure. This divide highlighted the emotional complexity surrounding such cases, where love, loss, and pain collide. Then there's the chilling story of Sierra Halth and Aaron Guerrero, a teenage couple who murdered Sierra's father in cold blood. Their trial revealed a disturbing lack of empathy. Both appeared indifferent to the devastation they caused, calmly discussing the crime with little remorse. Even more shocking, they posted details and photos of the murder on social media, exposing a deep moral decay and a disturbing disconnect from reality. Their callous behavior sent shockwaves through the courtroom and wider community, raising difficult questions about the influences and failures that can lead young people down such dark paths. These cases push us deeper into the uncomfortable truth. Some teenagers, despite their youth, can commit acts of extreme violence with chilling detachment. The emotions run high, the stakes are life-altering, and the consequences ripple far beyond the courtroom walls. Behind every brutal crime committed by a teenager lies a complex and often disturbing mix of psychological and emotional struggles. Some offenders show genuine remorse. Many others appear cold and detached, as if their youth has been lost to darkness far too soon. These young people aren't just defendants. They are individuals shaped by trauma, circumstance, and sometimes irreversible choices. The courtrooms where these trials unfold are more than just venues for punishment. They are battlegrounds confronting the tragic consequences of lost youth and shattered futures. Justice isn't simply about retribution. It's about grappling with how society addresses the fine line between accountability and compassion for developing minds. But these stories also remind us that juvenile crime is never black and white. There are layers of complexity, psychological struggles, social influences, and sometimes deep remorse that challenge us to think beyond simple punishment. Understanding these nuances helps society navigate the difficult path between justice and rehabilitation. How we respond to juvenile offenders reflects not just our laws, but our values as a community. Do we prioritize safety and accountability, or do we invest more in healing and second chances? These questions don't have easy answers, but engaging with them is crucial. If you found these stories compelling and want to stay informed about the evolving world of true crime and justice, be sure to subscribe. There's always more to uncover about how society balances punishment with compassion. Share your thoughts, experiences, or questions in the comments below. Let's have an honest conversation, because behind every case is a human story, and understanding those stories is the first step toward a safer, fairer future.